I say to you, for example, is Trump a racist? Yes or no?
I don't think he is. No.
So why does he say racist stuff?
I don't think he's a racist. I've known him.
No. Why does he say racist stuff? Why does he say racist stuff, Piers?
Mehdi, I don't know.
But he does say racist stuff. Can we agree on that? No, it's a simple question.
Disingenuous form of
all right, let's go through it then. Facts. He said four women of colour in Congress. They should go back to where they came from. Was that racist?
I'm not going to do this with
Why?
What's up, everyone? In this intense showdown, Piers Morgan and Mehdi Hasan clash on the big question: is Donald Trump racist? Mehdi doesn't hold back, grilling Piers on his unapologetic defense of Trump's most controversial statements. Throughout this clip, Mehdi corners Piers with pointed questions exposing contradictions in Piers' arguments, while Piers scrambles to defend Trump, insisting his remarks are racially insensitive, but not outright racist. This isn't just a debate, it's a call-out, showing exactly how Piers sidesteps accountability on Trump's most infamous statement. If you're ready for bold truths and sharp critiques, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
Let's talk about the other big story right now that you have strong views on, the US election next week.
Yeah.
You think Trump will win, I know.
I do.
You're a big supporter of his, a friend of Donald Trump's. Here's what I don't understand.
Hang on. You say this a lot. Don't categorize me thinking he's going to win with my
No. I'm categorizing your support based on what you say.
I've never told anyone to vote for Trump.
I can't vote for Trump. You always defend him. We just came from a recording of your show. We spent 1 hour defending him.
I don't know. You were unrelentingly attacking him as usual. Using phrases like his rally here was akin to the Nazis, and I think that's ridiculous. And I took you on about it.
I didn't hear you say anything critical.
That doesn't mean I support him. It means I think that when people like you say
if
he's the new Hitler,
I had my phone, which I don't, I would just open it and show you all your New York Post columns, which are all anti-Harris and pro-Trump. But anyway,
I think she's useless.
Let me ask you this: how could it be okay for Trump to be allowed to be president again when Trump is clearly mad? He's nuts. He's deranged, he's mentally unstable, he's attacked American democracy. You don't disagree with any of that, do you?
I've said many of those things about him in the past.
Yeah. So then how can you say that he should be president again?
Because I think in politics, people like Trump have had periods in their career where they've been doing ridiculous things, which I've heavily criticized before, but they've also done other things which in the totality of how you judge them actually have made them electable. Trump is going to win, in my estimation, because for all your shrieking about how despicable he is and what a Nazi
you said he was despicable.
I said many bad things about him.
So why are you picking on me?
But I've also said, unlike you, I've said positive things about him as well.
But that just makes you look silly, not me.
Why?
Piers tries to argue that his stance makes him balanced, but Mehdi sees through it. This balance argument is just a cover for not holding Trump accountable. Mehdi's persistence is calling out this act and exposes how Piers twists balance to avoid tough admissions.
Why can't it be? It makes me look balanced.
Well, hold on.
Hang on, it makes me look balanced.
No, it doesn't. Because
it does.
I want to read
it makes you unbalanced.
Well, for our viewers who might not, they might just see your pro-Trump stuff. Let's just say some of the stuff you've said. I went back and read your Daily Mail column the day after January 6th.
Yeah.
You went way beyond anything I've said about Trump.
Yeah.
You said he's morphed into a monster. Yeah. There's no way back for him.
Yeah.
Deranged figurehead. Yeah. Lost his mind. I'm done with Donald Trump. That part clearly wasn't true. Such a person should not be president of the United States for a second longer. That person was true. Why are you suddenly now back? He's actually worse today than he was on 7th of January.
I don't agree with that, but I was also done with the manager of Arsenal. And then I turned around and after time he won me round again.
You said you were done with him on 2021. What's he done good to win you back?
Well, it's not about winning me back.
Yeah, you did. You said I'm done with Donald Trump. I'm wondering why you're not.
It's not about winning me back.
It is, Piers. This interview's about you.
My view of Trump has evolved a lot.
Why? That's why I'm asking why.
Because I know him personally. I like him personally. Some of the things he does, I think, are very effective. Some of the things he does, I think, are completely wrong. I'm quite.
You give this guy a weird benefit of the doubt.
I've always been quite an emotive columnist. I will call things in the moment, and then after time. Things change. Everyone thought Trump was done. It turned out he made a miraculous comeback, right? I actually quite like comeback stories. And your categorization, he's worse now than he was. I don't agree with that.
I think most people would look at him and say he's more mentally unstable.
Well,
hold on. You called it.
But if most people agree with you, he wouldn't be favourite to win the election.
Let's do facts, Piers. You called him mentally unstable in January 2021. Point to me what he's done since then makes him more mentally stable. I think anyone who looks at him would say he's definitely less stable than he was.
I think that in that period after losing, he did go a bit nuts.
And he's not nuts anymore?
I watched him last night at the rally. I didn't think he was nuts.
We're sitting here in New York. If you went on the subway outside, if you went on the London Underground back home, and some old guy came and sat next to you ranting and raving about being the chosen one, the king of Israel, a stable genius, ranting and raving about shark attacks, and Hannibal Lecter, and Arnold Palmer's penis for 15 long minutes, the water pressure in his toilet and showers, you would get up and you would move to another seat. You would not say that man should have the nuclear codes. You know it, I know it, everyone watching this knows it.
If you sat next to me on the subway ranting away like you normally do, I think you were nuts too, but I still talk to you.
But you wouldn't give me the nuclear codes.
No, I wouldn't.
No, but you'll give it to Trump, even though he talks about... How do you feel about the recent revelations from General John Kelly, Trump's chief of staff, Marine general, a Republican, not a Democrat, who said Trump praised Hitler, said he'd like to have had Hitler's generals. His former top general, Mark Milley, said he's a fascist to the core. Doesn't that bother you? You are the grandson of a British World War II hero. You have Trump praising Hitler, quoting from Mein Kampf. That doesn't bother you?
Look, he's not the new Hitler. He's
That's
not
not what I asked.
Hang
Don't
on,
do the
he's
straw
not
man.
running
Sorry.
a bunch of Nazis.
That's not a straw man. Deal with
Generals
the
are
question I
entitled
asked.
to their view, but they're not always right.
By the way, please drop your opinion down in the comments below. This is a channel where you can share your opinions and thoughts so we can all collaborate. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Let's keep watching.
I mean,
So they're lying, are they?
I don't think Trump's a fascist. Sorry.
Are they lying?
I know you do.
Are they lying? When he says he praised Hitler, are they lying?
I think they're wrong. That
No,
he's
no,
a
no,
fascist.
no, look at the invasion. You make a great
I wasn't in
politician,
the room.
Piers.
I wasn't in the room.
So General John Kelly's lying.
Hang on. Other people who were in the room dispute that that's what Trump said.
So multiple people over the years have talked about Trump's quotes. They're all lying. All the officials who've all turned on him. Hold on, I just want to go through the list. Mark Milley, Mark Esper, John Kelly, Jim Mattis. They're all lying.
I don't know. Nor do you.
I think Occam's razor says if everyone who worked with him, almost everyone said we can't endorse them again, then we should take their word for it. The people who know him best know him better than you.
The bottom line is, do I think he's a... Well, they don't know, probably don't know him better than me, actually.
But they worked with him, they do.
Do I think Donald Trump is a fascist? No, I don't. Do I think he's a neo-Nazi running a bunch of neo-Nazis? No, I don't.
So when he says...
And
well,
I think
it's not just me.
By the way, I think that view is nuts.
Really? So Robert
Yes.
Paxton,
I think
America's
you're nuts for thinking he's a new Nazi.
Robert Paxton is America's preeminent scholar of fascism, historian at Columbia University Emeritus. He said, I don't think Trump's a fascist. For 4 years, people exaggerating stuff. Now he says, yeah, actually,
I think,
he is a fascist. And
honestly,
by the way, you know why? Because you love to talk in the air, Piers. Facts. This is what he's saying and doing. He says, I'll terminate the Constitution. I'll be a dictator.
Why didn't he in the first 4 years?
Because you had Jim Mattis and John Kelly who won't be there.
Oh, I see.
He said, I'll terminate the Constitution, and he didn't have Supreme Court immunity, which he has now. He says, you won't have to vote for me if you vote in 4 years. I'll put the National Guard, he said to Maria Bartiromo the other day, against the enemy within, against Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff. You're not supportive of that, right? You don't support the National Guard being
Not
used.
as that's who he was talking about.
He said the enemy within.
But if he was talking about using the military to break up rioting, I think most Americans would say, well, yeah, he's got a point.
It's funny because he's the one who did the rioting last time when you said you were done with him.
But what did you, out of interest, the Black Lives Matter rioting, what was your view of that?
The vast majority of black protesters were peaceful. 94%.
What about the rioting?
The rioting, they were arrested. In fact, they were prosecuted in many ways much worse than the January 6th votes.
Out of interest, what is the difference about using, say, police or military for breaking up rioting?
Huge difference. You don't
We've
think,
used
you don't
military,
think an American president using the military against...
We have used military in the UK.
He wanted to use military against
rioting.
peaceful protesters. You
We've
know this,
used
right?
military to break up
Do you
rioting.
support shooting protesters in the legs? That's what that's what Donald Trump asked Mark Esper.
My question for you is...
Hold on, Piers. No, you don't get to ask me questions. Remember, I just came from your show.
What is the big problem?
You're going to answer my question.
What is the problem between using armed police and military to break up rioting? Out of interest, I'm curious.
I'm going to answer your question with the question I asked and ask it again. When Donald Trump says to Mark Esper, shoot them in the legs, do you support that behaviour? Because you say he's not a fascist. When he's saying shoot them in the legs.
I don't think anyone should be shot in the legs unless they're terrorists.
But Trump said that to Mark Esper.
Right.
Oh, Esper's lying, right?
I don't know.
Oh, what a great journalist you are. When it comes to Trump, all your faculties disappear.
Say something nice about Trump.
You first.
Go on.
What do you want to say nice about Trump?
Say something positive about Trump. One thing he's ever done was good.
Why would I say that?
Because you can't.
I can say it.
You can't.
I have said it.
You can't.
But I'm not going to play this game where a fascist, I need to contextualize the fascism. Hitler made the trains run on time. No, I'm not going to play this.
You know that he's not Adolf Hitler, but you're quite happy for
try.
this Nazi bullshit.
Nice try.
And when Kamala Harris loses,
keep going.
it will be because the left have over-demonized him. As they always do.
By the way, it wasn't me who called him a monster. That was you. So you demonized him.
He behaved in a monstrous manner.
And now you're fine with him.
Yeah.
He didn't apologise, didn't regret, hasn't changed his behaviour, but Piers is fine with him now.
I changed my view occasionally.
Why? Based on what,
You
though?
should try it.
The viewers are waiting. Based on what? What did Trump do to win you back?
I think Trump's
what less fascistic thing did he do?
I think Trump, in his quite brutal style, can be very effective.
Mehdi's getting Piers to admit he values Trump's quote-unquote brutal style. This is a telling moment because it reveals that Piers may see Trump's harshness as a political asset regardless of its harm. It's less about Trump's principles and more about Piers' tolerance for authoritarian tactics, making this a powerful moment that lays bare in real motivations behind his support.
That's not an answer to my question. What did he do since January 2021 for Piers to wake up and say he should be president again?
Stop shouting.
You
Let me give you an example.
I'm shouting back.
I think, for example, one of the more disingenuous things that people have attacked Trump about was him saying that he wanted to get rid of NATO. In fact, if you read exactly what he said about NATO, what Trump wanted to do was to make countries pay their due.
Great.
To what? Hang
With
on,
respect,
hang on.
well, no, because this is my show and I didn't ask about NATO. I don't care about NATO.
You
I'm
asked me
asking
to
about
say
racism.
one good thing he's
No,
done.
I didn't. You asked me. I just said
I'm just
flippantly
finishing.
back to you.
Can I finish the point?
I
Or you don't
definitely
want-
didn't
do you
ask
not
you
want
to
to
come
hear
say
what I want
nice
to say?
things about Trump. Not
Let me
about
finish my
NATO.
point.
Not about NATO.
Oh, okay.
Good. Time is time. You're
Getting NATO countries to pay their due
Great.
is a very successful and effective campaign.
You know
by
he's
Trump.
going to roll over for Putin. By the way, we don't have time to get into it. I find it astonishing.
not gonna roll over to
someone
Putin.
as anti-Putin as you is totally fine with Trump's
He will not
Putin
roll
love
over to
affair.
Putin. Why don't you see what he
So
does?
you said you went to the rally yesterday.
Yes.
They said Puerto Rico is a garbage island.
Yeah.
Black
the comedian
people
made a series of stupid, dumb jokes.
Trump's childhood friend said Kamala is the Antichrist and the devil. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't.
Immigrants being brought in as a democratic plan to replace American voters. This is the kind of neo-Nazi great replacement rhetoric we heard. Immigrants are invading and occupying the UK. Invasion is what Nick Griffin, for the British people watching, you and I know who Nick Griffin is, far-right neo-Nazi language of invasion. That's what Trump used. So when I make these allegations, I have evidence and facts to back them up. You avoid the facts. So when I say to you, for example, is Trump a racist? Yes or no?
I don't think he is. No.
So why does he say racist stuff?
I don't think he's a racist. I've known him.
No. Why does he say racist stuff? Why does he say racist stuff, Piers?
Mehdi, I don't know.
But he does say racist stuff. Can we agree on that?
Mehdi is asking the real questions here, pushing past Piers' evasive responses. Piers is on the defensive, and his weak "I don't know" shows he's dodging the truth rather than confronting it. If Piers can't give a straight answer here, he's protecting Trump's image at the expense of reality.
No, it's a simple question.
Disingenuous form of
All right, let's go through it then. Facts. He said four women of color in Congress. They should go back to where they came from. Is that racist?
I'm not going to do this with
Why?
you. Because I don't
I
think
give
he's
you
a racist.
evidence.
If
I didn't ask if he's a racist. I
I've
said,
known
is this
Trump
statement a
you asked
racist?
me if he's a racist.
Now,
You literally just asked
and
me.
you've dodged it, so now I'm asking specific
I'm not
follow-up.
going to go over everything
Piers,
he's
you
ever
and I are
said.
sitting in America, but from the UK. I'm allowed a follow-up
He's
question.
so racist that more black and Latino people are going to vote
That's
for
a
him now
straw
than ever
man.
before. It's not.
It's not dealing
They
with the
don't think
evidence.
he's
That's not
racist.
how racism is defined by
I don't
opinion
think
poll.
he's racist.
Was
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm rephrasing the question. It's called a follow-up. You know this. You've been at an interview longer than me. When he told four women of color to go back to where they came from, was that racist in your view?
I can't remember the quote.
He told Ilhan Omar, AOC,
Okay.
Ayanna Pressley to go back on Twitter. It was very famous.
Okay.
It was a huge...
If that's what he
Republicans
said,
together,
then that would seem to me to be racially insensitive. Yes.
but not racist.
I don't think he's a racist.
That's not what I asked.
Well, you did ask me that.
But now I'm asking, is it racist to tell four women of color to go back to their
I
countries?
just, look, here's
It's
my-
a very simple question. You don't want to answer because you know it's racist, Piers.
No, I think he has said racially insensitive comments.
That's a cop-out.
But I don't think he's a racist.
Uncensored Piers Morgan can't say the R word.
Crazy way to end off this clip, but again, leave your opinion down in the comments below if you agree or disagree with a lot of the points that Piers or Mehdi made in this specific clip. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. We'll see you guys in the next one.